Alright, so a little brief description about mining. This is of course assuming that you've installed all the necessary equipment and you've assigned all your fire groups correctly. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm sure you can figure that out. The first thing you're going to want to do before you leave the system, or the station I should say, is make sure that you stock up on limpets. Very important. As you can see, I have 120 out of 128 cargo space full of limpets. You're going to use these a lot. They're going to go fast, so you'll be making room as you go, so it's always best to take as much as you can. I don't think I need a full load, but yeah, at least 100 of them is good. So what you're looking for is gas giants with ice rings on them with high mass. So in Okanura, we've got a couple of them here. As you can see, this one is 120 mass. This one is 142 mass. This one's 109 mass. 173 mass, and this one is not even worth it. So Okanura 11 is the highest massed icy ring planet in our system. So that's where we all go to mine, just so you know. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And I'm all set to go.
Landing coupling disengaged. Follow the greens on your way out.
You're going to want to use your HOTAS for mining. There's a lot of maneuvers that you need to do that's kind of hard to do with your controller. I mean, you can try if you want, but I highly recommend the HOTAS. Alright, so I'm going to plug this in, and I'm going to pause the video and continue it once I get there. Alright, so here we are approaching our destination, Okanura 11. The hotspot for opal voids and low temperature diamonds. We'll be focusing on opal voids, or void opals I should say. So you want to position yourself in a way that you can see the ring from above. Alright, so once you get here, next thing you're going to want to do is honk your horn. You're going to have to do this every time you come back. Every time you switch your game off and you come back, you're going to have to do this. So, see, mine already has speckled dots all over it. Yours probably won't, unless you've already scanned this planet. Or probed it, I should say. So you don't need to probe the entire planet. What you want to do is get your surface scanner up. I need to get into range here. Alright. And basically you just want to fire a probe at the ring. So once your probe hits the ring, you'll get all these spots that you see on mine. Mine's not going to work, obviously, because I've already done it. So once you get these spots, you start looking at them. They're all labeled nicely. We're looking for void opals. There's one. Got low temperature diamonds there. Hotspot there. Okay, so I'm gonna pick this one right here. So there's no drop for this. You just kind of gotta get it on your own. So what you want to do is not head to the direct center of the circle. You want to kind of hit the outer rims of it and work your way to the center. So I'm going to go ahead and take all my pips off my engine to slow my approach. So I'm heading for the outer bands of this circle. You gotta really take it slow. Like I said, there's no drop for this. Cutting back power. It's getting all 1980s in here. There we go. Alright, and we're here. Alright, so the best thing to do is to get closer to the asteroids, but stay above them. You don't want to go through them. You get a better view if you're just slightly above them. And you're going to want to probably turn on both your external lights and your night vision, just so you can see things better. And you're going to switch your fire groups until you get your pulse wave on the right side there. You see pulse wave. So you go ahead and start firing off your pulse wave, and now you're scanning these asteroids. So what you're looking for are yellow asteroids. Now this is the part that takes a long time. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of searching. I'm sure you're saying, well, there's 3 right in front of you there, Borge. But not necessarily. You're looking for a very particular yellow. And most of the time you're going to think you found one, and you haven't. But actually, I think I have found one. So see the difference between what this one looks like as opposed to... Jeez, did I just find 2 of them? I may have found 2. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. This one is definitely not one. This one is not one of them. It's a bit dimmer. Got a lot of orange in it. You're looking for bright yellows, green sometimes, even black. Where'd that one go? There it is. See what I mean? Greens, yellows, blacks. Jeez, there's a lot around here. Alright, so you're going to want to fire your Prospector Limpet, which is on my left fire group. And the reason the lasers are bound to the Prospector Limpet, I think, is mostly just so you can see where you're shooting. So you're going to want to lock onto your Limpet and just wait until you make contact. And then you look at the bottom left of your screen there. So this one, the core detected, that's what you're looking for, is the blue writing, core detected. This is grandidorite. You can get a fair amount of money for grandidorite, but it's really not what I'm looking for and not worth my time. So I'm going to bypass that one. What I really want are those void opals. So let's try something else. Let's try this one. I bet it's going to be the same thing. Grandidorite. Shit. It's definitely not that. Take a closer look at this one. Go ahead and try this one. So you don't want to be going too fast when you fire your limpets too, because they get destroyed. Nothing. See, so this is what I mean about wasting a lot of limpets. It's all hit and miss. So there's actually nothing in that one. So I'm gonna head back up above the asteroids and start heading back towards the center of the hotspot. And you just keep scanning. Keep scanning. Possible target up ahead. Check it out. There we go. Bingo. Core detected. Void opals. Alright, next step. I suggest opening your cargo scoop right away so that you don't boost into the rock like I've done several times accidentally. And now you're looking, these are all these markings on the rock all mean different things. So this is a subsurface deposit. For this you would be using a drill tool, but that's not what you're looking for. What you're looking for are asteroid fissures, because you want to crack this puppy open. So, before I get started, I usually take a look at what I got here, and if you look at the bottom left corner of your screen, it tells you that the fissure you've selected is a low strength fissure. Here's a high strength, average strength, low strength. Okay, so what I tend to do is I start with the high strength ones. So you're going to want to toggle through your fire groups until you get up your seismic charge, which is on the right side of my HUD. Now this is time limited. Once you fire that first seismic charge, you have about just over a minute to get the rest of them set before you get a fall back. So now, if you look at the right side of the HUD, where it says seismic charge, there's 3 blue lines, and that's the strength of what you're going to set the charge to be. So this one is a high strength one, so I want to charge it up to the 3rd bar before I release the trigger and fire it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Detonation time shows you in the top right corner. It also tells you the detonation yield. I'm still in the yellow. What I want to do is get to the blue mark. So I started with a high. Next I'm going to try it with that average. Where was that average? Average, here we go. So average will be the 2nd blue line. 1, 2. Alright. What else I got here? For something stronger. High strength. Alright, this one's on the other side of the asteroid. Now this one's relatively easy. Sometimes these asteroids are spinning. It's a lot harder. So I'm going to plant a high strength one here. 1, 2, 3. I'm still not in the blue. So I'm looking for more fissures. Here's a low strength one. Let's try this. So you want to really get in the blue. You don't want to be under it. You don't want to be above it, or else you'll get a poor seismic explosion. Low strength is just pretty much pull and let it release right away. Yeah, I'm just getting into the blue now on that chart on the top right corner. So I'm going to probably want nothing more than just another low strength one. Let's try this one. I got 25 seconds. I got to start speeding this up. There you go. I'm in the blue. I'm out of here. 10 seconds till detonation. You want to get at least 2 kilometers away from it. Whew. Good effect. Alright, so the next step now, you're going to want to switch your fire groups to your abrasion blaster, which is on my right HUD. My collector limpets are on my left HUD. So you want to fire your abrasion blaster at these pieces. You're going to break them loose. So don't worry about the pieces for now, because your limpets are going to pick them up. But I would not suggest firing, releasing any collector limpets yet, because they might get smashed on the rocks as you're trying to maneuver. All pips to shields, because you tend to bump into shit. Looks like there's only a couple left. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off Prospector Limpet now, while I finish up the job. I believe that is all. So I've broken all the fragments loose from the rock. And basically all I gotta do now is sit here and collect. So you can fire 2 limpets at a time. And sometimes they fail, I'm not quite sure why. I just had one fail, so I'm gonna fire another one. So you could do 2 at a time, so I got 2 out there right now. And of course, if you check your contacts, you can see how many void opals you have to collect. That's basically it. Once I pick up all these void opals, I'll just get back above the asteroid ring and start heading towards the center again and keep pulsing until I find some more. They're a bit hard to find, like I said, but you'll get used to it. You're going to use up a lot of limpets. And that's about it. After you're done, just get on EDDB or Inara and find out which stations are trading at the highest price for void opals. Usually the one I go to is about 5 jumps from Okanara, and they're trading at about 1.7, 1.688 mil. But it fluctuates, so it's good to check. That's about it. So here's one more I found. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it one more time just so you can see. There's a couple things I forgot to mention to you. Alright, starting with the high strength. So, just so you know, there is a way to disarm a charge if need be. If you set the charges too high and you need to disarm one of them to put it back into blue, you can do that from your contacts page. Or if you find that you've set charges quicker than usual and you don't want to wait until the time limit goes, you can choose to detonate now, which gives you a 10-second window. Alright. Oops. Let's switch over to seismic charges. Alright, this is a high strength.
Detonation sequence initiated.
This one's a bit tougher because the rock is rotating. Alright, got blue light. I'm out of here. So if you look in your panel, like I said, if you just pick one of these, you have the choice of detonate now or disarm charge. I'm going to go ahead and detonate now. Got a 10-second window. Abrasion tool and just kind of get in there, just kind of get on in there. Excuse me, coming in. Come on. What? The fuck? That's about it. Good luck. Happy fun.